Guess what I got asked? Yep, the classic "what's the deal with this idiom?" Keep one's nose out of. I will explain it, and you've got it covered today. Let me tell you a story about how the keep one's nose out of idiom is often misunderstood. Imagine someone getting involved in someone else's business and getting told to keep their nose out of it. The idiom means to not interfere in other people's affairs or business. It's not about the literal meaning of your nose being involved in something. To remember the idiom's meaning, think of someone sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. It's a memory aid that will help you remember the idiom's meaning. Now, let's dive deeper into understanding the keep one's nose out of idiom. Let me share a story using the keep one's nose out of idiom. John was always sticking his nose into other people's business. One day, he got into a fight with his friend because he wouldn't keep his nose out of it. John realized he needed to stop interfering in other people's affairs. He learned that sometimes it's best to keep your nose out of other people's business. Now, John is a better friend because he respects other people's boundaries. Here are 10 fun facts about the keep one's nose out of idiom. 1. It originated in the 1600s. 2. It's a common idiom in British English. 3. The phrase "mind your own business" has a similar meaning. 4. It's used in both formal and informal settings. 5. It's often used in a negative context. 6. The idiom is also used in Spanish and French. 7. It's often used in movies and TV shows. 8. The idiom is also used in politics. 9. It's a popular idiom among English learners. 10. It's often used in social media posts. Let's look at some example sentences using the keep one's nose out of idiom. 1. I wish my neighbor would keep their nose out of my business. 2. She needs to keep her nose out of other people's problems. 3. He always sticks his nose where it doesn't belong. In each of these examples, the idiom means to not interfere in other people's affairs or business. Here's a sentence using the keep one's nose out of idiom. He needs to keep his nose out of my business. Rephrased, he needs to stop interfering in my affairs. Rephrased, he needs to mind his own business. Let me share a real-life story highlighting the effectiveness of the keep one's nose out of idiom. A friend of mine was always interfering in other people's affairs. One day, he got into trouble for getting involved in a situation that wasn't his business. After that incident, he learned the importance of keeping his nose out of other people's problems. He realized that sometimes it's best to let people handle their own affairs. Here are some similar expressions to the keep one's nose out of idiom. 1. Mind your own business. 2. Stay out of it. 3. Don't get involved. Opposite expressions include 1. Get involved. 2. Speak up. 3. Take action. Related idioms include 1. Stick your nose in. 2. Nose around. 3. Be nosy. Let me share a story using the related idiom "stick your nose in." John always sticks his nose in where it doesn't belong. One day, he got into trouble for interfering in someone else's business. He learned that sometimes it's best to keep your nose out of other people's affairs. Let's test your knowledge with a quiz. Which of the following is the meaning of the keep one's nose out of idiom? A. To smell something. B. To keep your nose out of other people's affairs. C. To touch your nose. The correct answer is B. To keep your nose out of other people's affairs. To sum up, the keep one's nose out of idiom means to not interfere in other people's affairs or business. Remember to think of someone sticking their nose where it doesn't belong as a memory aid. Similar expressions include mind your own business and stay out of it. Opposite expressions include get involved and take action. Lastly, related idioms include stick your nose in and nose around. Thanks for learning with me today.